Hello, hello, hello. What up? It is I, Solar Loon. It's been a while. It has been a while. Well, actually, it hasn't. I streamed Monday, but it's been a while since I was feeling good and I streamed. But welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm Solar Loon. I'm an independent game developer and creator of MasterPlan, an independent project planning software for indie game developers, and Tetra3D, a 3D software rendering like renderer, something like a PlayStation 1. And I'm going to be working on this game today. But before that, I guess it's good to show what we were doing last stream with Master Plan. Let me get some music going while I pull it up. It's not too loud. Perfect. Cool. All right, so yeah, last time we were working on Master Plan. This is this project planning software I made and I'm working on. Last time we were basically revamping the timer card because it was just completely borked, completely broken. Had no idea. I had no idea. So now it's just nice and cleaner. Works more consistently. Works solidly. Oh, this is supposed to be editable. Yeah, this I forgot. That's weird. Let me try this again. Because I might have just found a bug or something. Let me see. The heck? What's up with that? What's up with that song? Hold up. There's a few things going on here. Let me first. Yeah, this is not supposed to, these are not supposed to be here. Does that not work? Okay. Render this song out. There we go. So then, yeah, once that's done, in addition, right. So did oh, it's done. Okay. So, excuse me. Still kind of like getting some mucus out of the chest, congestion, stuff like that. But everything's going, I'm feeling better. So when I play this, okay, so this is, updating. I go over here, this is no longer editable or wasn't editable. Let me take a look here. Target. Time label. Yeah, okay, this is what the issue is. We need this, we don't need that. Label. There we go. There we go. Yeah, cool. Much better. Cool. So yeah, so basically what we did was just rework the timer system to be a little bit more consistent. It was all messed up, so now it's working properly. So that's nice. So I wanted to try to get a couple updates out a month, but I was super busy 2 weeks ago, and last week I got sick from like Sunday till yesterday. I've been kind of sick last Sunday, so unfortunately I wasn't able to do much at the end of October, but hopefully I can get another update out this week. And it'll probably just be mainly the changes to the map system and I guess images as well. So you can pin things like this now. You can drag things onto maps or images and create, like paste them basically. It doesn't work for images yet, I don't think, right? No, it doesn't. So what I'll do real quick is implement that for images as well. Map. Let's see. Okay, so you can't pin a map onto a map. Well, you might want to pin a map onto an image, and you would definitely want to pin an image onto a map. So you don't want to pin a map onto a map. So if you're not a map and if you're not trying to pin it onto a map, so let's look at that. So if either you're not trying to pin something on to a map, so I guess you can pin anything onto a map. You can pin a map onto anything. You shouldn't be able to pin a map onto a map. But apart from that, anything else should basically work. Well, does it make sense to pin like a checkbox onto a checkbox like this? Nah, that doesn't make sense. Okay. So it really is just maps and images. The thing I'm envisioning is like if you have a map that you like edited, you should be able to drag it onto an image of a map. I think that would be fine. Into an image of a map. Well, let's just go with this for now. Let's try that. It raises the image. Let's see. How does raising a card work? I see, I see, I see. Okay. We can try this. You can't raise a card. Okay, hold on. Let's try that. Interesting, interesting. Okay, let's see. Start dragging. Pin cards. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I guess I could just do it like... Just do it like this. This also works. Okay, that should work. Get dragging hierarchy. So we're getting the hierarchy, adding it to the list. We call it in for the pin cards. We call it in for those pin cards. Okay, and then we sort them all by depth, and then we just call it to start drag. Okay, cool. Let's try that. Oh, we got a crash. Pin cards. This doesn't seem too crazy. It's probably pinning to the wrong card. Ah, okay. Let me think. Let's say we have an image that's really big. We have a map. Does it make sense to pin a map to an image? I guess it doesn't, huh? Let me just think. Hold on. Excuse me. All right, so something like that might help. Alright, so then target doesn't need to be here. At least we pass it in. So then we define this, we sort it. And so we get card dot get all pin cards. So it actually doesn't return anything. There we go. All right, so that should be better. Okay, so do we have a set? No, we don't. Twilight World is rating with a party of 9. Yo, thank you. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream indeed. What I'm working on right now is this program I've been working on for the past couple years for planning out indie game developers, indie game projects called MasterPlan. And just doing some like logic stuff. Twilight World says, hey, how's it going? It's going good. Yo, what up? Thanks for saying hello. Let's see, for seat and range. Pin cards. There we go. Let's try this. All right, so we place an image on the map. It doesn't get pinned. Let's see. All right, then. Let's see. Already pin is false, so why is it not pinning? Okay, I have a couple ideas here. So then maybe the issue isn't... It's not already pinned, yeah. It was never already pinned. Oh, this is what I was already working on. Okay. So then why isn't this working? Twilight World says, oh, this looks really neat. Yo, thank you. Oops. Yeah, so it's basically for planning out like bigger projects. I started this back in gotta go, but have a great stream and good luck. Yo, thank you. But yeah, if anyone else was interested, it's called Master Plan. It's on itch and Steam. The code is also available on GitHub if you want to build it. I've been working on it for the past few years, basically for big projects. So if you're making like a larger than usual game and you're making it by yourself, you probably want to plan it out, rather than like just make it without any kind of plan. And there's other planning tools that exist, like Hack and Plan or Monday or Trello, but those are mainly for like like bigger teams, right, where you have like assignments of tasks to different people and all of this stuff. Master plans for basically individual projects for people, so you can do things like plan out maps, you can put images down, you can draw lines between things, create like checklists. And it's not online enabled. Like it's an offline application. So it's pretty cool. It saves to JSON, so you can like commit it to your GitHub repository or source tree, whatever you use. And yeah, it's pretty easy to use, pretty comfortable, pretty nice. Not perfect, but and I'm working on it. But I'm pretty happy with it overall. Very, very good for planning stuff out, in my opinion. Yeah, so you have things like checkboxes, like checklists, where you have maybe multiple things you need to do. You can edit this nice and easily. You can add in notes that are basically just larger text boxes that don't really have anything to do, so to speak. You have sounds you can put in, like WAV files and stuff, images, timer if you need to time something, or maybe set a stopwatch if it's supposed to be done by a certain amount of time. You also can set it to like a schedule. Actually, I probably should change this icon. This isn't descriptive enough, but you can do things like set a schedule. So for example, you might have like 8 a.m. get up, 9 a.m. begin, have breakfast, 10 a.m. Code, 12 a.m. lunch. You can have that kind of a schedule. And when you do it like this, we'll say like this is 12 p.m. When you do it like this, you can see if the time is past, whichever one is the last block, that's the zone, that's the schedule, the part of the schedule I'm in. So I can say, for example, this is like get up, this is lunch, and then I can say like timer. Oops. It'll go down to the below the one I'm selecting. So if I have the lunch selected and then I press timer, it'll go down there. But I can say like, oh, this is start stream, right? And I can set this to be 5 p.m., which would be 18 o'clock. Or wait, 19 o'clock rather. And it's not working. This isn't working correctly. The time is off. 5 p.m. 12. Yeah, it should be. No, that's 7. My bad. Hold on. Math is not working. Okay, hold on. 17 o'clock. There we go. Yeah, so now it's 5:43. So if my schedule called for me to start my streaming at 5 p.m., then once it hits 5 p.m., like this schedule would enable. You can collapse stuff like that, so it's not all super big. But if I add, for example, another timer, another alarm, and I say this is 18 o'clock. And hold on, let me see. Why is this active? This should not be active because it is not 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or 1 4. That's weird. Well, anyway, I'll fix that in a little bit. But this is how it should work, basically, because we're in this section at 5 p.m., but we're not yet into 6 p.m. Once it hits 6 p.m., then it changes. So, for example, I'm going to change this to be 17:45 or 5:45. Once the clock rolls over to 5:45, this will become active. So there's a lot of cool little features in MasterPlan for project planning, timing, all that kind of stuff. Helping you keep productive, maintain your productivity, all that kind of cool stuff. And I've been working on it for the past few years. You have different themes. There it goes, just rolled over. You have different themes like, quite a few actually. Different colors, different vibes. Dark, light, neutral, pastel. Well, I guess no, this is kind of pastel a little bit, but I think I could probably do with a pastel theme. That might be nice. But yeah, nice set of options. Very useful for indie game developers, indie game development, in my opinion. I wonder if it would be better if this key combo I'm pressing to collapse cards would collapse or uncollapse them all rather than toggling them, because I mean, what are the odds that you want to toggle some cards and not others, right? Yeah, I feel like you probably want to collapse or uncollapse them all. Maybe. Yeah, if you select them all, you probably want to collapse them all or uncollapse them all. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to add that to the to-do list real quick. Okay, and I also have to fix clock. Schedule mode. Yeah, not sure why this becomes active. But anyway, yeah, so this is something I've been working on. So I'm working on like the ability to drag cards. This isn't even what I'm trying to do. I just got kind of sidetracked. What I'm actually working on for today is this like 2.5D PlayStation 1-esque 3D kind of walk and talk adventure game. Something like Yume Nikki, and it's made with Golang using Ebbie Engine. And my custom 3D renderer, which is pretty cool. Looks, suitably PlayStation 1-like. The scripting is done using JavaScript, well, actually TypeScript, and yeah, it's all editable while the game is running. So while the game is running, I can make changes to the scripting, to the logic. I can make changes to the game world. I can export from Blender, and it works really well. And so the whole point of this is basically to make a fun, simple, short 2.5D adventure-esque game. But also in doing so, I'm really working on this thing to be moddable. So people will be able to make and download and install mods to fundamentally change the game and make it fun. Well, not make it fun, but make it fun in different ways. So yeah, that's the idea. So this is what I'm also working on. This is what I'm trying to work on, but I'm getting sidetracked fixing this issue. So yeah, what the issue is here is basically, for whatever reason, it's not dragging the card. let's see what's going on here. So we have a map, we have an image, we drag the image onto the map. It says it should pin. Okay, so why is this not working? So when we start dragging, it must be that this does not have, this must be empty. That must be what the issue is. Yeah, it's empty. Okay, so then is it empty because pin cards equals a pin cards, card.pin cards, card.pinned cards, pin cards. It feels like this should work, but maybe I have to. This has to be a pointer. I don't think it does. Like, I don't believe this is strictly necessary, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I guess I was wrong. I didn't think that was necessary to do, but I guess there we go. That's what I'm looking for. That is exactly the behavior. Cool. Very cool, very cool. Now cool. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to probably pin. We want to probably let's see. Touching cards. We want to touching cards. Yeah. We want to sort the touching cards by their depth as well, so that we pin to the lowest card if possible, or I guess the highest card if possible. Let's see if that does what I'm, if this does what I'm thinking it should. So we have a card here, like that. We have a card here. We want to pin it to this one. Okay. Yeah, that's not, it needs to be the other way. Let's see if this works. Whoops. That does work, but this... Okay, let me see something real quick. Oh, this is gonna make it crash immediately, yeah. Alright, oops. Okay, we're trying to figure out why this is not working the way that I envision it. Map. Is it? No, it couldn't be like that, no? Let's see. Map. Okay, hold on. We want to print out not just the content type, we also want to print out, like, I know this can't be And we're looping through to kind of, yeah, touching depth. Oh, hold up. Oh, the depth is not. Yeah, we can't really sort by depth now, can we? Because depth, like cards on the same depth, is a layer. It's really a layer. It's depth layer. But when you click the card, it gets raised. So I'm gonna have to rework this a little bit. Okay, so that needs to be done. The way that I did this precludes this from working correctly, I think. So I have to work on that. So I'm gonna work on that off stream because it's relatively boring and it's basically working. It's just not working quite correctly. But this is what I was really trying to work on. So this is a 3D, yeah, game. I think I might have said it. I don't remember if I did. Kind of like Yume Nikki, where it's like a walk around, talk to people, you know, game, or a game where you walk around and talk to people, but you control the character, like Yume Nikki. And so you can go into, and you can. I see the visual bug there at the bottom left. I need to fix that. But you can go into this world. You can go into this trash can, and then you're in this like speed run sprinting like platforming thing where you have limited air, and if you run out of air, you get sent back to wherever you spawned in at. So you're basically trying to make runs to the next like exit, essentially, while you do not have, you know, infinite time. So you're kind of like trying to run fast, trying to do things quickly. And here we go. This is the other trash can up here. So little things like that. So it's kind of like this is like a fast travel system between areas in the other game world. But yeah, this is my custom 3D renderer. Pretty cool in my opinion. I like it a lot. I think it's very PlayStation 1-esque, crunchy, but in a good way. And I'm gonna run out of time here, and so I get sent back. So you have to like manage your air effectively, and, you know, basically make kind of like clean runs between parts of the map in order to fully explore it. A little bit of Sonic, modern Sonic Boost era vibes in terms of like maintaining your speed and you know, hitting side steps and stuff, quick steps. Pretty solid. Very cool. And so I have a lot of stuff actually done already. UI is done. NPC systems are done. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's not complete, of course, but you know, what's there is pretty good. So what I'm gonna do today, I've been kind of building out this map a little bit, making these kinds of little interim rooms, so it's not so dull going through these areas. I want to do something about this to make it more real rather than just being like weird stone walls. Yeah, that would be nice, I think. So we'll see what I can do about that. Wonder if I should make this texture smaller. Let's see what that looks like. And so the game is made using, like I said, Golang, Abitingen, which is a 2D game development framework, which for Go, which is really great, works really well, love it a lot. And Tetra3D, which is my own custom 3D renderer and kind of like a game engine-esque kind of thing. And it comes, or Tetra3D has its own Blender add-on that allows me to do stuff really easily. So I'm gonna just adjust this UV map to be maybe a little bigger. What would that look like if it was just a little larger, something like that? Yeah. I don't like how crunchy it is. Ooh, just barely made that one. Okay, so it looks, there's something I noticed here is when I adjust the UV size like this, it doesn't adjust it for everything. It only adjusts it for, I guess, the current object. Yeah, so I wonder if what we can do about that. Let's see. Okay, so this is what it is doing. Excuse me. It is doing it here. So what we can do, we can just loop through every scene. And then, well, let me see here. 'Cause it's like data, that seems. And then if scene.users greater than 0 for a layer and scene.view layers for a layer. There we go. Let's try that. So that should hopefully make it so that when we do this, not just this one, whatever one you have selected updates. It should all update at the same time. Yeah. Let's try that. Let's see if we fixed it. Doing that. Oop. I think it did not work. Let's try this out here real quick. We will do... Actually, I don't think I have... There we go. Oh, we don't want to return finish. We actually want to just continue. And then we want to return finished after we go through the entire thing. There we go. That's better. That explains why it wasn't working. That does not explain why it wasn't working. All right, let's see what's going on. Point light has no attribute polygons. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so if obj.data mesh, here we go, obj.type. So if it's not a mesh, or there's no polygons, then we can continue. It's not crashing, but it is very slow. Unusual. Let's see. What we did. Object mode set, edit, deselect. Material index will not index. Material slot select. Maybe manually stretching. Select all. Oh, let me change the music. That's fine. Select all. Mode set, object, UV map. Like nothing here seems problematic. Maybe this is it? Maybe that's part of it? Let's see. Excuse me. Oh wow, what are the odds? I said, excuse me right when the song said excuse me. So I mean, what we could do, there's a couple things we could do. Well, there's a couple things we could do. So this doesn't work anymore. I'm not sure why. What did I change that precludes it from working? It clearly is calculating because it's slow. I mean, we really only need to update it. Hold on, let me see something. Excuse me. It could be none if it's just a slide, no material is selected. On mode change, auto UV change. Okay. We don't technically need to adjust. Let's see, what do we kind of do? We only really need to update objects that have the material that we're changing. Let me see something. Float property. Oh, this is bright, dude. Why is it bright? Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Getter setter example. So maybe I could use a getter and a setter, because what I want to do is I want to know which, well, ideally I want to know which material it was updated on. It just has a context, but the context doesn't have material, right? Blend data, asset mode. Yeah, there's no way it has material. It would be cool if we only had to update the material that was edited. Change. So we're already changing. Context doesn't have material. Like, I mean, I guess we could pass the why is this even a yeah, I mean we don't actually have to make this an operator. We could just make it a function, and we could probably pass the material specifically that's being altered. But anyway, oh, it's because the object probably isn't selected. Yeah. Because the object, there is no current object. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. So let's try this. Man, sorry, I guess I'm a little more sniffly than I thought I was. Getting over a cold. It's not in view layer. Oh. Well, this is a pickle. can't do it, huh? No, wait, hold on, because... like, something can be selected here, you go to another scene, and something else can be selected, and then you go back to the original scene. And it's, yeah, so there can be selected things in other scenes. Let's see. I'm not sure if... yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure if I actually do select things in other scenes. Wow, this is a pickle. This is quite a pickle, indeed. Trying to figure out how I can do this. I'm trying to... select every object to adjust their UV values. On command. All right, let me check something real quick because it said basically it couldn't select the object because it's not in the same view layer. Let me try figuring out what layer it is because I'm not sure if that is... I only have one view layer, right? Or do I have multiple view layers? No, I don't. I don't believe I do. It's not in view layer. Okay, let me see something. Excuse me. View layer name, pass, use. Selection stays per view layer. Okay, so what I can try is maybe setting the view layer explicitly. I shouldn't have to because there's only one view layer, but let's just see if that makes a difference. Look, it shouldn't, but... like, what view layer is it in, I guess is the question. It is not in view layer. Okay, let me check something real quick. I want to be explicit about this. I'm genuinely trying to understand. Is it not in the same view layer? Is that possible? Yo, what? It's two different view layers. Okay. Yeah, pardon me for being sick again. Apologies. Is the view layer listed here? Okay. I only have one view layer. Do I have other view layers anywhere? Like I know how I can solve this. I'm just curious as to why. Like NPC's in here. He's right there. So how unused data? I don't. There's no other view layer that I know of. Only one view layer. Okay. I'm not sure how there's another view layer, but there is. Okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, that's fine. Wait, can I just loop through? I could actually do this in Blender. I guess I'll do this in. Well, I need to know. Whatever. Let's see. Can I print out? Like that? $23. $50. Okay. My brain is activating. So I guess we want to just say if layer is not equal to bpi context view layer. I guess that's fine. Yo, okay. We're getting somewhere. Beautiful. So now you see obviously that everything's being selected. We don't want that to happen. So we probably want to copy this isn't every object everywhere. This is probably only the objects in the current scene. No? Let's see. So I guess we don't need to do this anymore. How is this running multiple times? Maybe auto UV. Maybe this is called when it, like before it changes and after it changes. Update. Like get and set. Maybe. So let's try maybe set equals auto UV change. So it's it only happens when we actually set it. No. We I mean that's fine, I guess. It's not ideal. It's not perfect, but I guess it's fine. Okay, so there's, well, I'm trying to think, how could I get this to work? Well, let me focus on one thing at a time. So the thing we're trying to do here is we're trying to make it so that this doesn't select everything. It shouldn't do that. Let me deselect everything. Maybe we have to deselect everything again because it might, it selects everything, right, when we go through it, okay. I think that's good enough. I think that's probably good enough. Cool. So there's a couple things we can do now. We can close this. We can close that. We can remove this. So actually, no, I think about it. Yeah, what I wanted to do, I think it would be better if I only updated like the one that's changing. There's no way to know which materials property got changed. You know what? Let's try something real quick because I have a theory. Function to be called when this value is modified. Must take two values, self, context, and return none. There are no safety checks. I feel like this is called twice. Auto UV. Auto UV change. Let's see if this is, because I have a theory that this is being called multiple times. No, it's called only once. Okay, so then how is this being called multiple times? Is it calling twice? I was right there, actually. We break out when this is called. There's only one for loop. These are also the exact same. Oh no, one takes self in context, the other one doesn't. Okay. OBJ and OBJ data. Types of mesh, format, if mat, UV, break. It's only called once, so how is it? Why is it being called twice here? It's very curious. Very curious indeed. Okay, start, change, over, and yet this is called again. How is it called twice? Okay, so I have a couple concepts. One is that this doesn't need to be an operator. Maybe being an operator is an issue, but the upside of it being an operator is that it is undoable. It needs to be undoable. So why is it happening twice? Like this doesn't, it starts, we call the function, and then it's over, but it prints twice. Why does it print twice? Auto UV change, auto UV change, auto UV change. Auto UV. This is very curious. I do not know why this is happening. This is really strange. Oh, it's because we're changing the mode. When we call mode change, when we change on mode change. Yeah, when we, yeah, when the mode changes, when we go from edit mode or whatever, it's doing this. Okay, that explains it. So I'm just gonna make a in auto UV change false. Global in auto UV change. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. That, I think, should solve it. Okay. The reason why that's important is because if we're going to do this for every object, whenever we change the UV value, like I don't want to have to do it more than once, right? You want to do it only as little as necessary. There we go. Start, change, select one, over. That's it. There we go. That explains it. Okay, 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 okay. Cool. So now we can go ahead and be like, dupe, much more responsive. It'll work really well. Okay. right, so now we can actually just do that. Save, export. Pop back over to the game. Where is it? Here it is. Automatically updated. All meshes updated. We're chilling. Beautiful. I'm sorry. This bug caught me by surprise. He's just like, ah! There's some kind of bug where you have to export more than once every time you start up Blender. I don't know why. I don't know. It's some kind of state thing, I guess. I don't know. All right, so yeah, this is good. This is shaping up really well. So game's good. It's always good to have better tooling, have stuff work better, be cleaner, all that stuff. Very cool. All right, so I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I could stop now since I'm getting over a cold, being sick. Let me do something real quick with this this area. Brain is just like not contributing at all. All right, this guy, have to billboard. I have to enable billboarding. Without billboarding enabled, these are of course flat, like that. But you can just go beep, and now they properly face the camera. Now I'm not sure about this rotating. You see this, how this rotates here? We don't probably want that, so we can do camera up instead, camera Y up. I'm so proud of that. Like it's so clean, man. It's so clean. It's beautiful. It's clean, brother. It's clean. Look at that, bro. Look at that. Look at that frame time. Look at that frame graph. Can you imagine playing this on the Steam frame, buddy? Why even bring it up? I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited about the Steam frame and the Steam Controller 2 and the Steam well, Steam Deck 2 eventually, but Steam Controller 2, Steam Frame 2, Steam Frame. Steam Machine is also interesting. I am down to get it. I'm down for all of it. It's just the Controller 2, I'm definitely basically going to get. I think the Steam Deck controls are very good. I have them, you know, they're it's fantastic, right? Trackpads, thumbsticks, D-pad, buttons, triggers, bumpers, 4 back buttons. Crazy, absurd. And of course, this is going to be a refinement on the previous Steam controller and even the Steam Deck. It looks like it's a little bit better, or just refined, right? Because it's like on the back of the Steam Deck, these buttons are squares, but on the back of the Steam Controller 2, it looks like the buttons are differently shaped. So they definitely put some time into like what they should be shaped like, how they should feel. You know, they definitely have refined it. So I'm excited about the Steam Controller 2. Definitely gonna get one. Hopefully it's not more than $80, $70, because I mean, this is definitely like, you know, the Steam Deck controller is one of the best controllers, I think, in terms of both functionality and comfort. It's very good, very good. Feels like a normal controller. And also my current controller is kind of like on the fritz sometimes, so I'm excited to replace it, you know, and have just a solid controller. The Steam Machine, I am excited for, just because I really do like the Steam Deck. The only thing is I have this computer that I've been upgrading for the past like 27 years or something. Like it's not 27 years, but I've had this computer probably since like 2010 or something. And I've been just slowly replacing it, replacing parts, replacing the case, replacing it piece by piece. So, you know, it's not like the top of the line computer, but it is powerful. It is powerful. I just replaced the CPU like 3 weeks ago or something. So to get a Steam machine is just like, I'm probably not going to use it. It's hard to even like pretend that I'm going to use it. So it's like, well, I do like it. I do really like it, and I love a small form factor computer. But I'm probably not going to need it. And then the Steam frame is super cool. But I have an Oculus Quest 3S that I don't use. So replacing this with another VR headset, even if it's better, drastically better, it's hard to say that I would do that and that I should do that unless it's a dramatic improvement, right? And it's cost effective. So I mean, if they could get the Steam frame under $500, maybe I could swing that. To, you know, and especially I guess it's kind of a different thing, right? Because you're entering into a PC VR ecosystem, or I am, right? Going from the Quest 3S into the Steam frame. That's kind of exciting. Could be kind of interesting to you know, mess around with that. But it's kind of hard to even like say like, oh well, maybe I could make a game for it, because you can tell by the kind of games I make, I'm not really making games that would probably play well in VR. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I do like all of Valve, you know, what they're doing. All three of those things, all four of the deck and those three new devices. But it's kind of hard to be like, I'll get all of them. But I could definitely swing the controller. I'm definitely down for that. So anyway, just very excited for that. It'll be fun to play this on the Steam, using the Steam controller too. Very exciting. Let's do this guy. Did that fix that shuffling? No. This is okay, first of all, this is a bug. It's incredible that this updates, because I probably wouldn't have seen it otherwise. What is this thing from? What is this guy from? Bruh. Dude, where are you from, bro? Like where have you been? Brother. Is that not the same? Hold on. What? Mate. Okay, hold on. This might be, hold on. So if I go and say show instant source, I'm in this new scene, found source, new scene, current view layer, NPC, assets. So is this another scene? Or is it linking? What is this? Let me see. Huh, this says, okay, hold on. This is really, really strange because okay, hold on. Maybe hold on. Let me do something here. Let me do the add instance collection. Whoops. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah. Collection instance NPC. Move this guy over here real quick. Go back over to outside. Select this. Go here. It creates a new scene. Why does it create a new scene? If a view layer has the source check collection already checked, it switches to that layer. So hold on, let me. If a view layer is it am I supposed to be doing something when I do this? Like I added to a collection. Am I supposed to add the collection to something? Make a new collection here. Collection, huh? I feel like I might be missing something with collections. All this time I feel like I've been making collections to create like little groups essentially for yeah, like prefabs for my game. But I'm wondering if I'm supposed to do something else to like I wonder if I'm supposed to be doing something else to like get it to be complete. This is interesting. Like, how do collections work here, I wonder? I can see the collections in the blend file. Well, that's cool. That's very cool. That's very cool. I didn't know you could do that. Huh. Huh. has this always been has this always been like this? Like, can you can always? Can I like? Whoops. Did I mean to do that? Huh. It's interesting, dude. I didn't even know you could do that. This is peak, I fear. Oh, wait. Can I mark? Or did this become tree? I see. So that just places them individually are assets. I see. So that they became assets like that. I see. Interesting. This is very interesting. Okay. So this is super useful. I think that's super useful. Let me see. That is useful, but it doesn't work. Okay, it works on it. Works on invisible stuff. But yeah, this could be very useful. Now I feel like I need to... Ooh, this could be... Dude, this is so cool. This is so cool. Very cool. This is super cool. I might have to like adjust things to make this work with this, because being able to just easily drag stuff visually could be really important the more I work with, you know, all these assets. So that's really cool. But I guess I still am wondering, where was this in, like, why, how did this work or not work? So that going to it here did not go to it in the assets scene. It says if a view layer has the source collection already checked, it switches to that layer. And it says checked. I'm not sure what that means. So yeah, new scene NPC. So that does create a new scene. That is what that does. But why doesn't it go to the existing scene? Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Yeah, this is the only one that exists. Okay. It's odd. Checked. I don't know what he means by checked. But then I also saw this non-destructive modeling toolkit, which sounds fantastic. Could be super duper useful. But that's not what I'm supposed to be doing other things. Let me see. But I kind of feel like I remember some way to do what he's saying, what that is talking about, checking off a collection, and I'm not sure exactly where I remember doing that or seeing that ability or what. Cool that you can change stuff right from here. Unused data. Okay, I'm going to what is it? What does it mean? Check. Like I'm like, how is this? Is there some? Well, let me look up collections. The active collection. Oh, hold on. There can be many objects in a scene. A typical scene, stage scene consists of furniture, props, lights, and backdrops. Group objects together. Group together without any kind of transformation relationship. Logically organize your scene. Properties, collection properties. It's a part of this collection. Oh, what? Move to collection in PC. Very interesting. Collections, huh? Huh, okay. Asset, mark as asset. So, I mean, what's the difference between an asset and a collection? I guess is kind of the question. Move to collection, link to collection. Interesting. So there's something I don't understand about collections. how intriguing. All right, well, there's always something new to learn. That's perfectly fine. I may not use this to the degree that I would like to, but that's okay. I don't need to. I have to keep in mind that I can do something with collections to like make things easier or more complicated. But assets can be very useful. If I add collection instances to, or collections to assets, I can just drag them into the game world, which is very cool. Let me see. Your assets, asset browser. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna call it there because I'm just reading all this stuff about assets and I'm just like, okay. All right, well, this is very cool though. Yeah, very cool to be able to use assets in here. So anyway, this is cool. Managed to get through a couple of different bugs today, right? Yeah, did some stuff on MasterPlan, did some stuff here, fixing up auto UV mapping, very cool. And I'm pretty happy, of course, with everything, how everything's shaped up. So thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLoon. If you want to support development, please check out MasterPlan on itch.io or on Steam. Definitely would appreciate it. And if you want to check out Tetra3D, please also feel free to do that on github.com/solarloon/Tetra3D. Check it out. All right, I'll catch you guys later. See ya, and thanks for watching.